I don't agree, but I would say about the public miracles. What about when he split the moon?
Is the moon split?
No, because he brought it back together. Why are you laughing?
Mark, come on, man. Are you trolling me, bro? Are you really a Christian? You out here trolling me?
I'm only laughing because you're laughing, but it's true.
Are you gonna tell me that there's no way in hell that a single other person on the planet witnessed the moon of all things getting split in half? There's no way in hell. Muhammad never, ever performed a public miracle in his lifetime that even his enemies were forced to acknowledge, right? Even his own enemies and friends acknowledged that he never performed miracles. The Qur'an itself confirms this in Surah 29:50, where people ask for signs and he had none. These things that you're saying are miracles and things that are miracles, they're not miracles. It was proven. Like every single time a Muslim says Muhammad knew about this and he couldn't have known about it, it's actually been proven that people knew about it for long before Muhammad, long before. Astronomers, philosophers, all it showed was that he was repeating things that had already been being said for hundreds of years.
I don't agree, but I would say about the public miracles. What about when he split the moon?
Is the moon split?
No, because he brought it back together. Why are you laughing?
Mark, come on, man. Are you trolling me, bro? Are you really a Christian? You out here trolling me?
I'm only laughing because you're laughing, but it's true.
How is it true? There's no astronomical evidence. If the moon had been cracked and split in half and put back together, there would be massive tectonic evidence to show that. They have landed countless drones on the moon.
There's a split line. The one message found. Uthman Farouk has a video detailing this with all the NASA paperwork and everything. I mean, you can look it up on NASA.
But brother Mark, here,
there's a split.
Bro, so here's
all the way across the moon.
Here's the thing though. If that would have happened 1400 years ago, right? There would have been evidence of it, right? There's zero contemporary evidence.
There's so much documentation.
Hold on. There is no contemporary evidence outside of Islamic tradition that such a cosmic event ever occurred. And here's what I'm going to explain to you. There were astronomers and philosophers and countless people already existing in the Roman, Persian, Indian, and Chinese empires. Not a single one of these people who used to record solar and lunar eclipses, earthquakes, floods, these people used to record all of this in their documentation. There's no way in hell you can contrast that and look at those very same civilizations that all record the sky going dark on the day of the crucifixion, which is crazy to me that nobody knows about that. And I ask you and I implore you to look that up, because it's not like I'm telling you look at the Bible. I'm telling you to look up the records of the Greco-Roman Empire, the Chinese Empire, and look at what collaborates to the time of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. And then look at those very same empires. Are you going to tell me that there's no way in hell that a single other person on the planet witnessed the moon of all things getting split in half? There's no way in hell. Even if it would have happened during the daytime, the repercussions on Earth would have been catastrophic. Do you understand what splitting the moon in half would do gravitationally to this planet? And yet there's nothing that even remotely shows, nothing outside of Islamic sources, that the moon ever being split in half ever happened. Here's the kicker. Even Muhammad's allies and his enemies didn't believe it happened. If Muhammad had publicly split the moon, the Quraysh wouldn't be accusing him of magic in Surah 54:2. They'd actually be falling on their faces in fear of divine judgment. Instead, the Quran keeps defending the lack of miracles over and over, and you can actually reference Surah chapter 17 verses 90 through 93 and 29:50, because people were asking why he could not do them. So this moon splitting thing is a fantasy, brother. That never happened. How could that have happened and not been recorded anywhere else in civilizations that were already recording astronomical events? These guys were calculating the orbits of planets back then. You're telling me they're not going to notice their own moon split in half? It doesn't make any sense, brother. It does not.
But they did, though. There is documentation.
Where? Can you show me any documentation?
Outside of Islamic tradition. I believe it's Indian documentation.
Indian documentation?
Or Asian.
That says that the moon split in half? What do you know what the documentation says? Do you know who we can refer to, scholars?
But I'm sure you can do a Google search, like like Indian or Asian documentation of Muhammad moon splitting or something like this?
What I'm getting here says no credible Indian or Asian chronicles mention the moon splitting. Stories about a Malabar king converting after seeing the moon split are late medieval legends from 12th to 16th centuries, not eyewitness accounts from the 7th century. There's another one that says Chinese, Persian, Roman, or Babylonian sources record no such event. Expert histories, if you look at askhistorians.com, point out that no relevant entries appear in official calendars or court annals from that era. There's no mention of astronomers reacting to a moon split. The third search says even the Wikipedia summary on this incident notes no external validation. It suggests the verse may be symbolic or refer to a lunar eclipse, and admits later that Muslim texts retrofitted it as a literal miracle. Another one here says scientific refutations. This is from NASA, because I know that you said that NASA had some kind of information on it. Denies any physical evidence that the moon was ever split and rejoined.
You gotta go to the NASA website, because they show the pictures of like the crack that goes all the way. It's like perfectly symmetrical all the way around the moon.
What Muslims are referring to, it is called the rupus recta, right? You want me to paste it into the chat for you so you can see it? Because I know you're on your phone, so I don't want to. So I'm going to paste it in the chat for you, okay? Sure. It's called the rupus recta, or the lunar wrinkle ridge. Long, narrow depressions or ridges caused by tectonic activity, and not a cosmic laser slice from the 7th century. NASA has never stated ever that the moon was split and rejoined. That's a fabrication. Here's what NASA scientists actually say. These so-called cracks are normal geological features formed by ancient cooling and contraction of the moon's surface, not supernatural surgery. So when we apply the logic, if the moon literally split in half and reattached, we would be looking at a ridge. We'd be looking at a cataclysmic debris field, which is true. There would be a lot of debris surrounding the moon. Gravitational disruption and seismic chaos, none of which exist. Lunar orbit would have been altered and Earth's tides would have gone haywire. And you think no one would have noticed except a few people in Arabia? That is laughably and demonstrably false. NASA has gone on record denying this repeatedly. There is no scientific paper, quote, or image from NASA saying this crack proves the moon was split and rejoined. If someone claims that there is, tell them to produce it. They won't, because it doesn't exist. So no, NASA did not confirm a miracle. Muslims misrepresented natural geology, slapped a hadith on it.
It talks like that on the NASA website.
Yeah, there was quotes from NASA scientists that are saying that because they got tired of the Muslim community saying that they confirmed it. And that's why it says here, NASA has gone on record denying this repeatedly. There is no scientific paper, quote, or image from NASA saying this crack proves the moon was split and rejoined. If someone claims that there is, tell them to produce it. They won't, because it does not exist. So unfortunately for you, my brother Mark, it's not there, man. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean, man. I'm not. I really do think that you...
I don't think you're being mean.
Yeah, I'm well, you'd be surprised. There's a lot of people who call here that are pretty soft, man. But they call me an Islamophobe, they call me a bigot, they call me this and they call me that. But at the end of the day, man, I'm sorry, Muhammad does, in my estimation and in the estimation of many other people, just doesn't live up to prophethood, man. He does not, and he doesn't live up to being a messenger of God. To say nothing of saying that he encountered the angel Gabriel, but then saying that the angel Gabriel squeezed him to the point of almost suffocation, that he was being crushed, that he was being squeezed, telling people that he knows his family and his friends that he wanted to jump off of a cliff, feeling confused, telling people that he was possessed. That is not something that happens when you encounter the angel Gabriel.
This is hadith. I think it's a weak argument.
It's all good, man. But it's your history. It's Islamic history. I listen. I didn't write it. You can say that it's weak, but you got to remember, these people are people. A lot of these people are people who knew Muhammad or knew people who knew Muhammad. Yes or no?
No, but
so you're saying none of the people who wrote hadith, so Aisha didn't know Muhammad?
No, but these are strong hadiths. There's weak hadiths and there's strong hadiths. But I would say that I appreciate the conversation. I wish that I was more, because I'm a revert.
Okay.
So I'm not born into a Muslim family or anything.
That's okay.
I wish that I was more. I wish that I was more knowledgeable, so I had, I could, because you're clearly very knowledgeable on the Bible and stuff like that.
Thank you, brother.
So I would. I wish that I was more informed, so I could have, more solid claims to give you.
To me, you strike me as a person who truly is searching for truth. Start off with those things. Look at what I'm talking about. Don't look at hadiths as weak or strong, because at the end of the day, hadiths were created by the Arab community, right? They were created by people who believed in the Quran as the word of God. So you got to ask yourself, Am I only calling them weak because they're saying something I don't want them to say, saying something that I disagree with, or am I calling them weak because they're actually weak?